Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you are doing extremely well, and this is lecture number 7 of the linked list series. Right, in this video we are going to discuss the question reverse nodes in K group. Right, so what does the question say? The question says that you have been provided with a singly linked list, and the question demands you to reverse them in K group. What do you mean by K group? So you have been provided with a number K that is equal to 3 in this case. You have to form the combos of 3. So this is the first combination of 3. This is the second combination of 3. And unfortunately, the third combo cannot be completed because it lacks 3 elements, because it has only 2 elements, right? So now you will have to reverse the combinations, right? So this first combination will become 3 connected to 2 connected to 1, and the second combination will become 6 connected to 5 connected to 4, right? The third combination will remain same, that is 7 to 8. Now form the connection between them, that is after reversal 1 to 6 and 4 to 7. This will be your answer linked list, right? Let me explain you once again. You have to form the combination of K, right? Combination of K, reverse them, this is the reversal, and then attach them, right? Now the base case include that if a combination of K elements is not possible, K elements, or for better precision you can say nodes, is not possible, in that case leave it as it is, suppose in this condition 7 to 8 remains 7 to 8, it does not become 8 to 7, right? Okay, this is the only base case you have to think of. Now how will you approach this problem? The question is, how will you approach this problem, right? So I want to tell you one thing: whenever there is a linked list question, there is a hack to solve it using array, but you will have to use this hack only in the cases of coding test. Please don't use this hack in the case of interviews, because interviewer might be asking you for the linked list approach only, right? In the case of array, what do? You traverse the linked list and store all the elements in an array. That is easy for you, right? We have already talked about traversal and storing elements in an array. Okay, so the link array would look something like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? Now you can reverse them easily. This reversal is actually easier than the reversal on the above side, right? So reverse them. So 1 2 3 becomes 3 2 1, 4 5 6 becomes 6 5 4, 7 8 becomes 7 8 only, right? And now again traverse the linked list and insert the values, as 3 2 1 6 5 4 7 8, right? So in this case you are using O of an extra space to store the numbers, and O of what do we say, n to actually reverse, right? O of n to reverse the numbers, right? Not more than that, right? Now the problem with this approach is that this is a simple case of cheating, right? But in some approaches it might be possible that you are in a dilemma and you don't have the proper approach to solve the problem. You might use it, right, to clear out the OA. In interviews definitely not pointed out, right? Now moving to the main approach we have to use to solve this question, right? This is a Leetcode hard question, but believe me, I have not seen an easier question than this. So the linked list with me is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. K is given to me as 3. Now what do I say? I have to reverse in K groups, right? So I will say my head is here, let me make a pointer that will go to my end node of the K group. Let me make a pointer end which will traverse till the kth element. So end is at first element, second element, third element, right? Now I will say end next equals to null. Now that means this connection is broken off. Now I will say reverse it. After reversal it will become something like 3 2 1, right? And my head remains here, because head equals to reverse linked list, right? We have already discussed the reversal linked list. So head comes here, end was pointing towards 3 so end also comes here, right? Now I will say traverse again, so end comes here. Kth node is the same, right? If this was the kth node, then 1 will be the kth node of this linked list, right? Now suppose you stored a pointer here, that is next is here, right? before breaking of this connection, you store the next here. Now what you will say, similarly same repeat. Suppose this is end 1 and then reverse it, that is 6, 5, 4, and now join this. Similarly this one you will see end 1 is null. Before reaching the third node, end 1 becomes null, and that means I will attach the same linked list to it, 7 to it. This is the approach, that is break them into chunks, reverse it and join it. What is the approach I am using? Break them into case sized chunks and then join the tail of first with the head of second, tail of previous with head of another, right? Head of another. This is the approach I have to use. Believe me, it is the easiest question you will see if you are watching this video thoroughly, right? Now, how will I do it? Obviously, you require the pseudocode to do it, right? So, I will take half the screen to define the problem. So, 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, 6 here, 7 here, 8 here. What I will do, my first line will be that start equals to head. Start equals to head. That is, my head is pointing at 1. Let me point start here as well, right? Start here as well. End is equals to head. End is equals to head, right? Now I have k equals to 3, right? So 3, that is first node, second node, third node. My end should point here, right? My end should point here. Right now it is pointing here. So if you see the number of jumps, and my end is pointing here, so 1 jump, second jump, right? So I have to make k minus 1 jump. I have to make k minus 1 jumps to reach kth node. Are you able to understand? My end is here, I have to reach here. So first jump, second jump. My k was 3, so I had to 2 jumps, right? So I will say while I will say for I equals to 0 up till k minus 1, right? That is k minus 1 jumps. It will be 1 to k minus 1. What I will do? End equals to end next. End equals to end next. Now the problem is that it might be possible that the given linked list to you is 1, 2. This is the only link is provided to you, and k is equals to 3 here. So what will happen? Your end is here, right? Your loop is running from 1 to k minus 1. That is 1, 2, k minus 1 is 2 actually. So 1 and 2, it will run 2 times. End equals to head right now. In the first iteration, my end will come here, right? In the second iteration, end will come here. As you can see, there are no 3 elements. So my answer will remain head equals to head only, right? It is not getting changed at all. It is not getting changed at all. So I will have to add a condition that if during the traversal and equals to null, what will you do? You will say return head, return head, return head, right? Return head. Now, if this is not the case, that is the above linked list is the case, my end will reach at the third node. Now, we have in mind that we have to break the connection, right? But before breaking of the connection, I will have to give a pointer here so that in the next iteration I can actually facilitate my group forming from the fourth node. So I will say next equals to end. Next equals to end next, right? After this for loops run fine, I will say next equals to ends next. Next equals to ends next, right? And after that, end equals to ends next equals to null. Ends next equals to null. Ends next equals to null. That is break up this connection. No problem, break up. Now my next is already pointing here, so I will say after this, if I reverse it, right? If I reverse it, that is this will become 3 connected to 2 connected to 1, right? Now you can see the 3 was actually pointing to end, right? 3 was actually pointing to end. My end is now here. 1 was actually pointing to head. My head is now here. Start was actually pointing to 1 only, so start is also here. Let me remove the nodes which have been shifted. The green nodes have been shifted rather than next, right? My new positions are end is at 3, head is at 1, and start is at 1. Now I want my head to be at 3, so I will say head equals to end. I will say head equals to end. I will first say reverse, that is end. Let's say that is reverse the linked list. So reverse the linked list which is at present head. Now I will say head equals to end. After this operation, head comes here and not here, right? Now what will I do? I will say starts next. See, my start is here, my next is here. This is my next point, next chunk, right? So I will say starts next is equals to next. I will make this connection. I will make this connection, right? And the above linked list is already gone, right? It has been reversed and mentioned below, right? So I will break this connection. That is starts next equals to next. Let me write it here, right? Let me write it here. I will say start next equals to next, right? Start next equals to next. This connection has been established. Now you might be wondering that why am I doing it without the loop. This is because in the first chunk, let me write it down, this because this is important. Note, in the first chunk, new head is getting formed. This is the reason I'm doing it separately. New head is getting formed. So to find the location of the new head, I will have to do it separately. I will have to do the first chunk separately, right? So after the first chunk, I got my head. Now I can run the loop for the remaining one. I have already formed the connection, right? Now I can say this has been completed. This has been completed. But I know before the reversal of this group, I will have to break this connection again. Before the reversal of this group, I will have to break this connection again. So I will say prev is equals to start. I will make another pointer that is previous, and I will keep it here. I will say previous equals to start. No problem. And after that, I can start from here. So I will say start equals to next. Start equals to next. That is, move your start from, go rub it from here, and next, start equals to next. That is, start will come here. Now I can run a loop. Now I can run a loop. Up till when my loop will run, that will be while my start is not equals to null. The loop will run until my start is not equals to null. So I will say while my start is not equals to null. My start is not equals to null. What will happen till then? So my start is actually here. Now my first thing to do is to break this connection. That is, previous next equals to null. Previous next equals to null, right? Break of this connection. This connection is breaked. Now again, end is here. Now end will be equals to start. End will be equals to start. So keep your end here. Next is already here, right? Now again traverse, that is, for I equals to 1 to k minus 1. This loop will come. Let me name it as chunk x. So I will place this chunk x here. And after this chunk x, what will happen? It will come here, right? My end will come here. Now the another thing you have to take care of is, until and unless if this condition arises in the chunk, then I will have to form this connection first and then break the loop and then return the head, right? I will have to form this connection first. This connection is important if this condition arises in the x chunk, right? Now what will happen? I have my end here. I will again keep my next again here. That is, next equals to and next equals to and next. That is, next will come here and it will not remain no longer here, right? Now moving forward, again, ends next equals to null, right? Ends next equals to null. That is, break the connection between the end and next. That is, this connection is break. Moving forward, what I will do, I will reverse it. So after reversal, this becomes like 6, 5, 4, right? End becomes this, end is at 6, start is at 4, and you can see, if I will do previous next equals to end, my first and second chunk are joined. So I will say after reversal, reverse, and then previous next is equals to end. Previous next equals to end, and I can say start is here. So done and sorted, right? Starts next equals to next. Starts next equals to next. Starts next is equals to next. And after that, what you will do, you will say my next is equals to my start is equals to next for the next iteration. My start is equals to next for next iteration, right? These will be your steps. So what I have done is, I have just done this. Break into case size chunks and join the tail of the previous with the head of another. Now, the important thing about this question is, it might be possible that you are able to write the cleaner code. Cleaner code for this problem is actually very easy to write. See, but the main thing to notice is, you will have to keep where are my pointers situated right now. Where are my pointers? The question you have to ask is, where are my pointers, right? Until and unless you will ask this question, you will not be able to solve this question. This question is really easy if you just take a pen and paper and draw what you are doing. Draw what you are doing, okay? So let us move to the code now. This is damn easy, right? This is damn easy. Let us move to the code now. Alright guys, so here is our coding section. Before starting with the code, I would like to request you to please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button because it really motivates me. Moving forward, our first step was to make a node start as head, and similarly star end as head, which will they will be pointing towards the head node. Now what will I do? I will say traverse for the k node. So for int I equals to 0, I less than k minus 1, I plus plus. What will happen? I will say if my end is equals to null, in that case simply return head, because it is not possible to reverse even one chunk. Otherwise end equals to ends next, ends equals to ends next. Now I will make the next pointer list node star next, which will be equals to ends next. Now break off the connection, so ends next will now be null. Moving forward, what will happen? I will say reverse. We will be defining the reverse function, just don't worry. Reverse your head. Your head will now become your end. Because in the reverse linked list, my end is pointing towards the head of the linked list. Now I will make a new connection, that is starts next is equals to next, that is the reverse chunk with the next chunk. Now what will happen? I will declare a node list node star previous as start, right, so as to leave a connection to make the connection with the new reverse chunk, and then I will run a loop while my start is not equals to null, while it is possible to actually do some stuff. Now what will happen? Before doing this, I will just traverse start equals to next. Now what will happen? I will first break the connection off. For that I will use previous next equals to null to break the connection. My end will now point toward the start. Now what will happen? I will just traverse again. So for int I equals to 0, I less than k minus 1, I plus plus. What will happen? If my end equals to null, in that case, first form the connection between the previous and the start which you break off earlier, and then return your head. I don't think there is any problem in understanding this. Return your head, because I already explained this, right? Return, this will be, yeah, it will be single end. Sorry for the timing mistakes. And now moving forward, if that is not the case, what will happen? End equals to ends next, Now it might be possible that after for loop my end is at the last node. So if my end equals to null, what will happen in that case? Same, so previous next equals to start, and then return your head without reversing. Now what will happen? I will form the next as ends next, and now ends next is now null, that is break of the connection. Again reverse using the start. Previous next will now be equals to end, because end is pointing towards the next, or end is pointing towards the head of the reverse node, right? Previous next equals to end, and start next equals to next. Moving forward, I will say previous equals to start equals to next. That is just a simple traversal technique, right? Previous equals to start equals to next. And after this while loop finishes, I can simply return head. Hope it will work. This should not give any error. And there has been some mistake. Oh, I have not declared the reverse function, right? So let me write it down really fast. So it will look something like void reverse. It is taking a node, so list node star head, let us say. What will I do? I will say list node star previous equals to null and star temp equals to head. Now my loop runs until my temp is not equals to null. What will happen? I will say list node star next is pointing towards temps next. I will change the connection, that is temps next will now become previous, and now my previous will become temp equals to temp, and my temp will become next. Now in that, after that, return to mark the ending of the function. This should run fine. Let us try to compile and run it now. It is running fine. Let us try to submit it as well. Hope it will run fine. If this submits, you have to subscribe, okay? So it is getting accepted, and thank you for watching. We will meet again in the next lecture, and please continue this series till the end. Thank you. Have a nice day.